Hi, I'm Tasha, and on December 18th, 2014, I was diagnosed with follicular thyroid cancer. Stage 1, as far as the biopsy showed. Yeah, so the past 6 months have been kind of crazy. In June of 2014, I had back surgery, had a herniated disc, went in and repaired that. Then at the end of September, beginning of October, I went in for my annual with my OB/GYN, and he's the most thorough doctor I've ever been to in my life. He checked my thyroid and found the goiter. He immediately sent me for an ultrasound. The ultrasound showed that it was a solid mass, 1.9 centimeters. He referred me to an ENT to have it biopsied. The ENT agreed that it needed to be biopsied as soon as possible. So went and had that done. I did a fine needle aspiration. Hurt like hell, not gonna lie. So yeah, did that, and then the biopsy showed benign. But my ENT strongly suggested having it removed because of my age. I'm 27 years old. I have 2 young children. My son is 8 and my daughter is 4. So because of my age, the size of the goiter, and my family history, he strongly suggested having it removed. Everyone in my family gets cancer. Everyone. I'm not kidding. Everyone. And everyone gets a different kind of cancer. It's not like it's one specific kind we get. Everyone gets a different kind of cancer. So my grandma had 2 different cancers at the same time. She had breast cancer and non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and she passed away in 2009, in July of 2009. So scary knowing that I now have been faced with this, and I'm only 27 years old. So anyway, he suggested having it removed, but he was retiring, so he referred me to one of his partners in the same office. Went to see him, and he wanted to do the complete opposite. He wanted to keep an eye on it for 6 months, reevaluate it then, see if it had grown, see if there were any changes, do another biopsy. But I didn't want to do that. The first biopsy was bad enough. I didn't want to have to do that again every 6 months, or an ultrasound every 6 months. I just wanted it out, because what if it did grow? What if it did become cancer? There were too many what ifs, and I didn't want to live with that. So I pushed him to remove it. So he agreed to remove the left side of my thyroid, which is where the tumor was. And he said he would do another biopsy during surgery. If that biopsy came back with any hint of being cancerous, he would go ahead and remove the entire thing. Well, during surgery, the biopsy again was benign. It showed nothing, so he only took out my left side. That was December 10th, 2014. And then I went in for my 1-week post-op, and I was blindsided. He came in the room and he was like, "I'm sorry, I have some bad news. The last biopsy came back malignant. It was thyroid cancer." He's confident that by removing the tumor, he got all of the cancer, because it was stage 1. But I don't really trust his opinion, just because I had to push to get it removed. He just wanted to watch it. He wouldn't listen to me. It took convincing him to get it removed, so I don't really have the most trust in him right now. So he was confident that if we went in and removed the rest of my thyroid and then did 1 round of radioactive iodine, then everything would be fine. So I'm hoping that that's true. I won't know until I see an endocrinologist after surgery. He didn't want to do any kind of scans to see if it had spread. He didn't want to do anything. He just kept telling me everything was fine. Every time I asked him a question, he just kept telling me I was fine, not to worry, everything's going to be fine. Well, that's all well and good. I'm glad you think I'm going to be fine, but I need you to answer my questions. Ignoring them and just telling me I'm going to be fine is not the way to handle a patient asking you a question, in my opinion. I would prefer a doctor be as blunt as possible and knock me on my ass and then tell me everything will be okay, rather than to sugarcoat anything. I don't want it sugarcoated. I want the truth. I want the worst case scenario for me. Yeah, I want to know what I'm facing. I want to know what's about to happen to me. I have 2 kids that I have to think about, that I have to plan around, that I have to have someone care for while I'm in the hospital. Or, I mean, you know, I'm divorced and I have an amazing boyfriend. My children love him. He loves my children and he adores me and loves me more than anyone ever has. But I still have to be prepared. I still need to know how to take care of my kids during this and what's going to happen. So anyway, with my insurance, I need a referral to go to any doctor for anything. And I knew he was going to refer me to an endocrinologist after the second surgery. And in order to do that, I have to get a referral from my primary doctor. I can't just get a referral from him. I have to go to my primary doctor and explain why, get a referral, get the insurance to approve it. It's a long process. So I went around him and went ahead and went to my primary doctor and told him what was going on. And he got me a referral to an endocrinologist. I have an appointment with them on January 20th. But I also asked for a PET scan while I was there because the ENT is being so, I don't even know the word. He's non-cooperative. He's not cooperating with me. Uncooperative, whatever. So anyway, my primary referred me to an oncologist to get a PET scan done. I went and had that done last Wednesday, December 31st. And I'm still awaiting results. I'm actually about to drive to the oncologist's office and ask for a printout of the report because my primary doctor hasn't called me yet, and I know they have the results and it's driving me nuts. So as soon as my daughter gets home, I'm going to go pick the report up myself and try to interpret it. Hopefully it's in layman's terms. If not, then I don't know. I'll Google it or something. I don't know. I just can't wait around anymore, and I want to know before surgery whether it's spread, whether it's anywhere else in my body, whether there's some other cancer going on at the same time like my grandma. I know that's rare, but so many thoughts go through my head and they're all unanswered, and there's so many questions, and I can't just sit and wait. So I'm gonna go get the answers myself. So yeah, I'm having surgery tomorrow, January 7th, 2015, to have the other half of my thyroid removed. In between all of this, the OB also found a cyst on my left ovary. So I had to have that removed in October. It was October 23rd, 2014. I had the cyst removed. So I've had a lot going on. Back surgery, cyst removal, left part of my thyroid removed, and now the right side. And lots of biopsies. I had a biopsy done on the ovarian cyst. It was benign. Had all these biopsies done. You know the results of those. Also had to get a biopsy in my cervix. It was benign, thank God. But so much going on. So much medical crap going on. I just need a break. I need a break. But yeah, should have those results today in my hands. I don't know if I'll understand them, but at least I'll have them. The RAI treatment. When I go to the endocrinologist, I'll find out about the RAI treatment. It's radioactive iodine. From what I've read and Googled, you take a radioactive pill, and then you are literally radioactive. You have to stay in isolation for about a week if you have small children, or if you're around pregnant women. Some people can get away with, 3 or 4 days, 2 or 3 days of isolation, but I have small children, so I refuse to do anything less than a week of isolation. I don't know if I'll be able to do it all in the hospital. If I can't, I'll be staying in a separate little house on our property. We have our main house and then a small house. And so yeah, if I don't get to be in the hospital for that, then I'll lock myself in there for a week, because I refuse to risk harming my children. I'll learn more about that later, I guess. The risks with that are kind of crazy. It's known to cause reoccurrence of cancer in other places. Do the risks outweigh the pros? I don't know. I need to talk to a doctor again. I need answers. But anyway, this is getting long and YouTube doesn't like that. So I will update you if anyone watches this. Thanks for watching. Mainly I just wanted to vent. And if it happens to help someone else going through the same thing at the same time, then wonderful. And if no one watches it, at least I got it out. Thanks.